The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Senet deals with disturbing and problematic topics. We provide a list of content warnings in the episode description. Hello and welcome to Dead Ends. I'm Emily.
I'm Brenton.
I just realized I have a curl that's sticking straight out like a curly Q mustache. You know,
For you audio listeners, youtube.com /at dead ends. Dead-ends.
It'll be linked. It's just one of my bangs. I left it curly, but I didn't style it, so it's just we're hanging on by a hope and a prayer today.
Yeah, that's just a good summation of how we're doing.
That's how we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited to talk about this episode.
Yeah, should we just get right in? We got a lot to discuss.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. So we'll start with our cast. Drum roll, please.
Did you fix this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I did fix this last time.
No, I just didn't.
I know.
I blacked out.
So Riker Lynch, hey, brother to Ross Lynch. So very fun to bring him in to play his foil for this episode. He is Trash, one of Satanic Panic. So Satanic Panic, where did I write their names down? Okay, so we have Trash as the lead singer, Smut, Filth, and, drumroll please, Dave.
Which one's Smut? Is it the girl?
I did double check that 1 minute. I was like, these are great names.
They're great names. It's so funny.
But then Dave. Do you think Dave's back left there, who looks like the most normal? He just kind of has some eyeliner on.
I don't know. Which one's the drummer? I feel like Dave's the drummer.
Dave's the drummer. Let's see. Yep. Sarah there. Sarah Corrigan is Smut. Connor Stinson O'Gorman is Filth. So let's see who that one is. We're gonna do a little search the web here. That is our fella bound the back right. So Dave, I was correct, is back left.
Back left.
Yeah. All right, but we're gonna go back to Riker. Just had to highlight. I'm like, those are great names for the band members here. So Riker Lynch is in a band. He's one of the lead singers and the bassist in R5, which is the Lynch family band of Ross, Rocky, Sister Rydell, and family friend Ellington Ratliff. At least he has an R somewhere in their name. He now has a band called of his own called the Beachcombers. But he hasn't really been in a lot of where he's like acting roles. But he was in Glee as Geoff, a recurring role seasons 2 through 4. I do not know Geoff, even though I have watched season 2.
Oh, I didn't. So
yeah, but before that, he was on So You Think You Can Dance season 5 as himself and a guest dancer and member of the Rage Boys crew, and then also on Dancing with the Stars season 20.
Yeah, he did Dancing with the Stars.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think he was with Allison, who was married to Twitch.
From So You Think You Can Dance?
They were both from So You Think You Can Dance originally. So You Think You Can Dance used to be like the Dancing with the Stars pipeline. And it mostly kind of still is, but now they've got different shit going on. But yeah.
Not as much anymore.
Well, now they've got that show. They're choosing the next pro.
Never mind. I forgot about that.
Via that. But I think they've also probably brought in pros. I know Ezra did Dancing with the Stars. Sorry. So You Think You Can Dance. I don't know if Riley did, but Riley's,
She was part of the troupe or something, right?
Well, no, Riley did Dancing with the Stars Juniors, and her sister was a pro.
Got it.
And was her coach, so you know.
And then the show we were talking about is there's like a the next star for Dancing with the Stars. It's like a reality show happening right now, I think.
We're not watching it.
Mm-mm.
I don't like that they put them all in a house together and tried to make like a drama reality show out of this. I have not watched it. I do love Mark and Shirley Ballas, so I'm tempted to watch it.
They're the judges.
Yeah, I'm not tempted enough to actually do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I will later.
We'll report back here.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
All right. So our next cast member is Ron Selmore, appearing as Baron Samedi. I think Baron Samedi?
Samedi?
Yeah, I think kind of going off of how Marie pronounces it.
Yeah.
Background on Baron Samedi is one of the Loa or so LWA or LOA. So I'm going to go low. I believe that's how you pronounce it, of Haitian voodoo, which they are the lower the spirits in they are the spirits in Haitian voodoo.
Mhm.
So he's the spirit of the dead, or the Loa of the dead, I should say. I don't know a whole lot about Haitian voodoo, so I'm pulling in, high level details about him. So he's usually depicted exactly as you see here, like top hat, black tailcoat, potentially dark glasses, plugs in the nostrils, as if to resemble, of course, a corpse dressed and prepared for burial in the Haitian style.
Mhm.
But is also sometimes depicted as a skeleton. And then you might also recognize him from many other depictions in media. I feel like there's a lot of Baron Samedi that comes up. So,
Mhm.
I mean, Princess and the Frog, Dr. Facilier is modeled off of Baron Samedi. Also was literally a character, like a human character, in Live and Let Die, which is a Bond movie. And then looking up under the media section, there was apparently a character in Heroes who has the power of invulnerability and is the brother of the Haitian, which is all capitals there.
I never watched Heroes.
It's something that we could potentially do for this show, but the reason I think we would get, unfortunately, I think we'd get bored because I don't know if it's good enough in those later seasons for us to be interested.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. And okay, but going back to Ron Selmore, small roles in Chronicles of Riddick and Blade Trinity will be in Riverdale coming up here as he unfortunately named Toot Sweet.
Toot Sweet?
Toot Sweet. Let me tell you, they smell great. He was also in 4 episodes of Arrow, 3 episodes of Smallville, and appearances in Nancy Drew and Legends of Tomorrow, the CW special.
Love that. You know what? Good work.
Yeah. And then playing our monster-in-law this week, Christine Wills as Elaine Cosgrove. Probably unsurprising to most people, bringing in some heavy hitters here. She's been in a ton of stuff, so I'll just highlight a few things. The Wicker Man remake, small role in the Zack Snyder film Sucker Punch, which should be more fun than it is. I remember that movie being boring. Which it's all about like, oh, these women are trapped in this institution, and so then they think of themselves in these different like scenarios to like escape from being like trapped there. So then it's like, oh, it's them fighting giant robots and them doing like all these different other genre things, and then it's just boring. Also in 50 Shades of Grey. 4 episodes of the X-Files. And then 5 episodes of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which I will always call out. Was in 26
Did you watch that?
Yeah, infrequently. Mm-hmm. The TV show. The TV show was weird.
I never watched it.
Instead of just being like, oh, we shrunk down this week, it was like, here's your science fiction story for the week of like people are being turned to stone or like, like weird, like extra dimensional stuff happening.
Did you ever watch The Secret Life of Alex Mack?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
Okay.
She turned into like a puddle of goop.
Oh,
I've looked this up for you.
Yes. And I think I knew what you're talking about. I just hadn't watched it.
I think it was like one of those things that was kind of off by the time we were really watching, but because I was the youngest of all my cousins, like I was watching it probably like too young. I mean, like I don't think it was inappropriate, but you know what I mean? Like it wasn't targeted for me, so like the plot lines don't really make sense, but I just remember that like she could melt into like go under doors and stuff.
That's cool.
I know.
I mean, that's like me. My sister just wasn't watching that, like Saved by the Bell. I feel like I got brought into that because of my sister.
But you guys are closer in age. Like I'm talking like, I think because like some of my cousins were like 5+
right.
years older. Like it was slightly skewed more towards like the, 8 to 10 genre when I'm like 3 to 5,
Right. That makes sense.
Remember when they used to make television for like kids of all kid ages?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't kept up with what's going on any of those channels nowadays.
From what I see online, it doesn't seem like the vibes are good.
Like for like middle grade sort of thing? Okay. They all want to watch anime now.
Honestly, fine.
She was in 26 episodes of a show called Dead Like Me, which stars Ellen Muth and Mandy Patinkin. They were Grim Reapers who reside and work in Seattle, Washington. It was created by Brian Fuller, the guy who created the Hannibal TV series. So
Interesting.
yeah, so it ran for a little while. Was also in Reaper for 15 episodes and 3 episodes of the 100 as Vera Kane. It was in the. I looked her up. I'm like, do I know this character? Was in the first season. I do not remember them.
I wonder if she was on the ship. Was she like the person that like sent them down?
It seemed like she was on the ship, and it was like something. Yeah, she must have been, because it was. Her religion was all about returning to Earth, and she was like a leader of the religion. All right, I did not pull other slides for these people because these are returning favorites, of course. The Stone Philosophers.
Stonies.
Exactly, our Stonewall preppies. So Toby, who's the lead singer there, who was also Brett Weston Wallace, is played by Sean Demper. Sarah Desjardins, who we couldn't remember, Donna last week, played Donna, and is also Katie. And then Dorlin Mew, who was Joan, who I called Janet last week, is also playing Katie. And then I'll just, we don't have to look at our slides for right now. And then also Oliver Rice playing Lazarus. We saw him before as Barabbas. So let's see what other, other Bible character we can pull in. Maybe the John the Baptist will be in the next 2 episodes here.
John the Baptist. After those 2, it's like such a hilarious transition.
I don't know. Maybe Peter. Ooh. Something about being like crucified upside down. This is a little inside baseball for us Catholics and Christians out there. But Lazarus will... Lazarus,
us Catholics? Are you actively Catholic?
Former Catholics.
Cradle Catholic?
Yes, cradle Catholics. So Lazarus, who appears in this episode in the Bible, Lazarus of Bethany, is a figure who was restored to life by Jesus 4 days after he died, as told in the Gospel of John. So one of the miracles of Jesus. I had always thought, and we were raised this, so I was very confused. This is going to be a little bit more inside baseball here, that he was the brother to Mary Magdalene.
Where'd you get that?
I thought it. So here we go.
You're like,
there's an explanation.
There's literally dozens of us.
Yeah. So, and on Wikipedia, helpfully pointed this to me. Western Christianity initially identified Mary of Bethany, who is Lazarus' sister. He has 2, Mary and Martha. Identified Mary of Bethany with Mary Magdalene. After liturgical revisions in 1969 and 2021, the Feast of Mary Magdalene is on a different date, and then Mary of Bethany is celebrated as a separate saint.
Okay.
So, happened later. But anyways, that's enough about Catholicism, and we're done with our cast for this week.
All right.
And I think that's pretty much all our background as well, because we have a lot of stuff going on. So we will jump into the recap. It is Chapter 34, The Returned. Sabrina Spellman calls out to Sabrina Morningstar through a broken mirror, but hears nothing back. I spelled the wrong hears in my notes. Not that you needed to know that, but me looking at that, I was like, God, Brenton. Nick comforts her and tells her to trust that Morningstar is okay. Ambrose says the other Cosmos are still coming at them, but, it takes a little bit sometimes for these things to take effect. So, we might not notice these things until a little bit later. And Sabrina feels bad because she caused all this, and Prudence like, well, my father's the one who unleashed the terrors, but Sabrina's like, but I was a magnet. Lilith pretends everything is okay with her and Adam when Hilda brings her breakfast. Prudence then also brings Agatha breakfast and promises to help her bring her sanity back. Whatever she has going on here. It seems more like a curse at this point.
Why did she end up?
It kind of makes it seem like when she killed Dorcas that
she lost it.
But I thought she had
killed Dorcas because of that.
Yeah, but
no, it was because when she looked at Pan. It was when she looked at the great god Pan, he made her crazy.
And then that never got unstuck.
Yeah.
But Dorcas in the afterlife somehow is able to cure her. 3 people come in and tell the Fright Club to get out of the rehearsal space. This is the Stone Philosophers. They're another band. And then later we hear the Fright Club tell Sabrina and Nick that Harvey challenged them to a battle of the bands. And the librarian comes by. It's like, hey, you know what? That's so funny you mentioned that. I found this old flyer from an old battle of the bands. So there's precedent for this. And it was the Fredheads versus Satanic Panic. So us being rewarded here for knowing that Fredheads was Fred's band.
Yeah.
With E.
Yeah. You know what would have been fun? We'd gotten a flashback that was like Jughead and Archie. You know how they always make them play themselves?
Mm-hmm.
And we'd gotten this like Satanic Panic battle of the bands.
That's the hard thing with these
crossovers.
Yeah, and especially being on like separate networks, even though they're like under the same umbrella of a parent company. It's what makes like also like the Marvel stuff like such a ridiculous ambition, because it's so hard to keep all that like cooking at the same time and all this stuff to cross
Well, they
over.
don't.
Yeah.
As we saw they did with Wanda.
Right, exactly. And they have to change things at the last minute because this project, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it sucks that we couldn't get like, ooh, you can't just bring him in for a little bit. Although Roberto, as we've discovered on this podcast, will always make an effort to at least call back somehow.
Yeah, or bring in the same people, but as different people, like we go with the preppies.
Mm-hmm.
But are these the actual preppies just under different names because they're like, hiding out?
Right. And they
doing crime
supposedly
somewhere
are
else.
dead.
Are they all dead?
Yes. Brett gets killed. And then Donna also gets killed.
Donna gets killed?
Yeah, it's
we just watched this. No memory.
At the very beginning of season 5 that we watched there, when like Brett's you gotta get me out of jail.
Yeah, I forgot Chip kills him.
Yep.
Allegedly.
The Spellmans get a knock at the door and find a beagle puppy, and it's Zelda's old familiar, Vinegar Tom.
Vinegar Tom.
Vinegar Tom.
Where is that accent from?
From Maine. Vinegar Tom. Marie looks upset as the fabric of life and death has thinned and the resurrected dead are coming. The dead returning are the next Eldritch Terror, and they need to not upset them. They have to make the dead feel welcome, or else bad things will happen.
It's just like dealing with men.
Yeah, and a lot of it is. Marie says she has to go, and the dead have an avatar, and she has to face them alone. She summons them in a graveyard, and it's a man that we later find out is Lazarus, the resurrected man. They're going to play a game of Senet. Harvey practices his guitar and blows his amp out, and he's like, "Dadgummit," and then goes and looks. He's like, "Hey, I've never seen this guitar case before. There's a really cool guitar in it." We know it's evil because as he plays it, like the lights turn red. But so I was confused by this. I thought he summoned Satanic Panic. But it seems like Satanic Panic coming back is just tangential because of the resurrected dead, right? Because Papa Kinkle had nothing to do with the curse or anything. You know what I mean?
I think
Harvey in this scene plays it.
It plays it in the opens. I think that he somehow summons them with the guitar.
Okay. So him playing the guitar again is like, we'll come back and get Papa Kinkle again when
Papa Kinkle's guitar was like cursed or something.
Okay.
Because by the devil or by them for
being a snitch.
Yeah, because he hates snitches.
Yes.
One of my favorite lines in the episode.
It's really good. Yeah, because when Harvey plays it, then the entire set goes red. There's like red lights. And he doesn't play it in the finale. He leaves the guitar at home.
Well, yeah. They left it on his table as like a threat.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and then as he plays the guitar, as we mentioned, Satanic Panic steps out of the gates of hell. Harvey's dad stops him and grabs the guitar. He's like, "Where did you find this? Like, why don't you do something like useful with your life?" And he's like, "Dad, I want to rock." The undead punks the Satanic Panic interrupt the stone philosophers' practice and murder them. Marie plays the game of Senet with Lazarus. The pawns on the board represent the dead. If she wins, they'll go back to rest in peace. But he's like, "If I win, then they'll never go back to peace, and the living and the dead will suffer endlessly."
Do we want to talk about what Senet is here, or do you?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I looked this up because I was like, "What is this game?" So it's a game that's at least traced back to ancient Egypt.
Oh. If
not, potentially there's the arguments, for even earlier. But I didn't really look into like the gameplay or like how it works. And it's like, obviously that's not the right word I want to use there. But over time, historians have like decided, like looked at it and figured out what the game is. It's not like I don't think they had like a clear written out thing. Also because we still haven't translated everything from like ancient Greece and of that time. So the fun tie-in with this is that, do you know what the Book of the Dead is from ancient Greece? So like Book of the Dead, there's like, they say it like there's one, but it was like you could basically, if you're in ancient Greece and you're a wealthy person in preparation for your death, or like your family could, I guess, get one for you. You could pay a lot of money to have a Book of the Dead written, and it had like spells and like different things, and it's broken up into like sections that are chapters. Anyway, so chapter 17 in the Book of the Dead, like in versions of it, have an individual, like there are a lot of pictures too. It's like how to like spells to like deal with the gods in the afterlife or to talk to them, and like magic was so closely tied with religion. I mean, it was a part of the religion and the belief there. Anyway, so chapter 17, Book of the Dead, I don't remember which one, but there's a individual who it has died, like in the picture, playing Senet against an invisible opponent.
Oh.
So it's like really fun to then have these like that it's based off of a funerary text. I think that's how you say that, funerary.
Yeah.
And then funerary though, I think I skipped a.
Oh. Okay.
Like, but regardless. I was like, I think I'm missing a letter. Burner.
Sounded right.
But to then use that, and then also for this to be the game that she's playing, obviously with Lazarus, who is the undead. And
so, do you think that's also where we, I would imagine this didn't pop up in your research, but like you could see maybe that's where we get this like chess against death.
Mm-hmm. Visually, I think it looks very similar, so I think that's probably why we get a similar game, a strategy game.
Yeah.
But this one I think has like dice rolling, and there's more to it in that way. But I didn't look up how to play or anything like that. I just thought that was kind of fun, that it was from the Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure everything I've said is correct, but as always, I'm not an Egyptologist, so feel free to issue corrections or give us more information.
Yeah, my humble research around Egypt, ancient Egypt, when I was reading and watching Yu-Gi-Oh in my youth, this didn't pop up. So
weird.
I know.
Where did the Blue Eyes White Dragon fit into that?
Well, I mean, not 1-to-1, but I mean, you then got the Egyptian god cards later, and you had Ra and Osiris.
You're right.
Man, the last chapter. Never mind. We don't need to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh here. It's great though. I read it I read it back a couple years ago. I'm like, you know what? This still rocks.
I just played the card game, and I often cheated.
Oh yeah.
I would stack my deck with Monster Reborn cards, which you're not. I think you were only supposed to have one, and I would steal them from my brother's deck before we'd play, so that I'd have all his. I was a little menace.
Oh, too bad. Maybe at some point that Monster Reborn card's gonna come up and you'll bring it back.
And then if he's like, I thought you used that already, I'd gaslight him. And he'd let me because he just wanted to play. Being the littlest is fun in some ways. I'm just like, I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't cheat in games now.
At least not that I've caught on to.
I wear short sleeves so that you can't stick the cards anymore.
Sabrina finds her dad back to life in Zelda's office, and Zelda introduces Sabrina as a very promising student. And outside, she's like, we've been getting a second chance. So Spellmans can be together, but is essentially like, he just got back from the dead. He doesn't know that you're like, he can't know that the passage of time has happened, that you are now almost 17, because he thinks he just has a baby.
Which also means that we don't get a chance together again, because Sabrina then is not a Spellman.
Yeah, and then yeah, well, I mean, we'll get into that later. Zelda really sets her up for
absolute failure.
Exactly. She's like, hey, it's like, I imagine him like differently. Is he acting normal to you? And Zelda just brushes it off. Lilith hears baby's cries and searches around the room for Adam and begs forgiveness. Dorcas has returned and visits Agatha and is like all covered in blood. Hilda warns Dr. C, and he says about the return, and he's like, yes, my mother is back, and brings Hilda to meet her. The Fright Club finds that the stone philosophers have dropped out of the Battle of the Bands, and then meet Satanic Panic in the hallway, and the lead singer thinks Harvey looks familiar. It's like, hey, you kind of look like me. When he learns his name, that's not what he actually says.
Yeah, that is really funny.
When he learns Harvey's name, he's like, oh, say hello to your old man for us. Then Harvey's like, hey, I'm going to go talks to his dad. And he's like, hey, what do you know about Satanic Panic? He's like, well, back when I was in high school, I was part of the band because I let them use my garage for practice. He got visited by Lucifer one night in an amazing
white suit. Oh,
yeah. Oh, it's
Oh,
Lucifer's suits in this episode is so good.
This episode with Lucifer is the kind of Lucifer stuff I like, where it's like, so we do show that there's limits to his power. We can get to that later, but we get to have like a trickster god again, because he's very Loki-esque in this show, and so we get to have that like trickster, like messing with you god, and it's like Sabrina finally realizing, oh wait, I can play the game too.
Yeah.
He may not claim me, but I'm his.
We should have had way more of this. He tells Papa, it's so good. We want him being a little trickster, a little schemer. He tells Papa Kinkle he was a talent scout and offered him fame if he sacrificed a virgin at school. He tells the rest of the band about this, and the band's like, yeah, let's do it. And then Papa Kinkle's like, no, I don't want to do that. Next week, the homecoming queen Peggy Lou got murdered. So PK went to Peggy Lou's dad and mentioned that Satanic Panic killed her. And then the next day, Satanic Panic wasn't at school because they got burned alive in a shed where they used to practice, and they found out that it was Peggy Lou's dad. And then Harvey's like, holy shit, Dad.
Literally. He's like, oh, God.
They really play it for some laughs, some dark comedy here of like, oh, my God, Dad. It is like...
No wonder you don't want me playing guitar.
I know. It is one of the more horrible backstories across the Riverdale verse I gotta mention here.
Yeah.
Hilda finds herself dealing with a mean mother-in-law, and she tells Hilda that she had to kill all of Dr. C's previous girlfriends. We find that the man Maria's playing against is Lazarus, now known as the resurrected man, because when Jesus brought him back, he was like, I saw too many horrors. He's like, Jesus shouldn't have brought me back. Or the Nazarene, as they say in this. Yes. But he's just like, I saw way too much stuff. It scarred me for life, seeing like the dead suffering on the other side. So like, it made me the Joker, essentially. Just want to see chaos, Marie. Sabrina visits her dad in the academy office and tells him she's his daughter. And we go, oh, no. Oh, no.
Why is no one stopping her? I know she's like responsible for herself, whatever, but where's Nick?
Exactly. Where's Ambrose?
Where she has a plethora of babysitters and no one is watching
Everybody's
her.
Asleep at the wheel.
And we should all know from everything she's done up until this point that someone should be watching Sabrina right now.
100%.
Meaning her dad?
She lost her other half. Her dad's back. Someone should be like paying attention to her well-being. Instead, they let the Nazarene take the wheel. Thank you. I thought of that. I'm like, I gotta work it in.
Been sitting here like, how can I fit this in?
Sabrina says that he's like, I don't want to listen to you telling me you're my daughter because my daughter's a baby. And where's my wife? And Sabrina's like, well, she passed on. And it's like, you've actually been dead for 16 years, but now we have a chance to get to know each other. And he's like, you know what? You're not my daughter because my wife betrayed me by making a deal with the devil and copulating with him. And then goes to stab Sabrina, but Zelda saves her. Agatha sings about Lizzie Borden, and Dorcas realizes that she also got killed by 30 whacks. And then she asks Agatha about this, and Agatha's like, I thought we were just playing pretend. And Dorcas is like, all right, I'm going to kill you now. Grabs some scissors, goes to kill her, and then Prudence comes in and is like, hey, whoa. Like she's like the crocodile hunter with like a calming down an animal, like, whoa. And then,
right, now this beauty right here, she's got the gold scissors. That was a horrible Australian accent. I apologize to the continent of Australia.
That's really good. And then gets her to set her scissors down.
They always say like this beauty. Like they're like this beauty right here. Like, wow. If only to be described the way the crocodile hunter and the Irwin family describes an animal.
Dangerous, but beautiful. Hilda comes downstairs in the middle of the night to find flies crawling around on Dr. C's mom. She grabs Hilda's hand and knows she's a witch, and she's like, you're trying to steal my son, because she's a boy mom. And then Hilda says, at least I'm alive, which prompts Dr. C's mom to pull out a knife that she's been hiding and try and stab her, and then Dr. C's comes down to stop them. Serena's upset that her dad hated her and doesn't care about her at all. Hilda and Dr. C trap his mom in a closet. Back that up. Lilith summons Caliban. Apparently, he can't hear the baby crying at all, and Lilith asks for his help killing her and asks for the Spear of Longinus, which is in hell. I've already mentioned this for you anime heads out there. Everybody knows what it is if you've watched Ava. He heads off to get it. Sabrina and Nick catch up with but the Spear of Longinus is the spear that pierced the side of Jesus when he was being crucified. Sabrina and Nick catch up with the Fright Club. Theo said the stone philosophers were found in a dumpster behind the school, but they didn't call off school. We're all just still attending classes.
You know what?
They just called the Battle of the Bands off, though. Exactly. No,
I
100%.
mean, is it wrong?
It's not wrong.
Not wrong.
Satanic Panic appear and tell them they'll play in front of the gates of hell. And then Harvey tells them off, and they say they kidnapped his dad. And then Harvey checks for his dad at home, and all they find is the guitar. And Theo says, I have a song in mind, but we need another singer. And Roz is like, maybe Robin? I'm going to say it. I miss him. And Theo's like, okay, Sabrina, can you help me summon him? And she's like, definitely. And it's like, I'm going to find more info on Satanic Panic from my dad. And goes to visit Lucifer. And he's like, yeah, I was their manager. He wants them to stay on Earth because then cause a little bit more ruckus. And Sabrina's like, wait, you can't bring them back to hell, can you? Because of the Eldritch Tears. Oh.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you got to save them because Papa Kinkle did nothing wrong. And he's like, yes, he did. He snitched. And I despise that.
I love that.
It's so good. And Sabrina asks for his help as his daughter, and he also denies her being his daughter. And if Satanic Panic wins the Battle of the Bands, he'll give them the ability to use Hellfire. You know what? Just for saying that, I'm going to give him a little bonus. Caliban returns with the spear to Lilith, and then he's like, I'm out of here for the rest of the episode. Goodbye. She takes herself in front of the statue of Hecate and is about to kill herself, and then Zelda comes in and interrupts her and is like, Lazarus is back and playing a game of Senet against Marie. And Lilith's like, I have an idea. He's the one who brought all the returned back. Sabrina gets the idea to bring Peggy Lou to the Battle of the Bands. The Fright Club arrive to the gates of hell with a packed crowd, many of which don't look alive, but we do see that Elsbeth is back and making out with Melvin. Theo checks in with Robin, and Robin's like, hey, even if we don't get back together again, I'm always willing to help you. Lucifer starts the Battle of the Bands. He's in a great outfit. He's shirtless with like a sparkly, like a white iridescent jacket and tight pants. And Satanic Panic plays, this is fun. It campy, and I love the performances. I don't like the music. This is my biggest sticking point. I don't like any of the songs all that much. They play, I didn't write down the song, but I've got it in here. I went and looked it up. I wasn't familiar with the one that Satanic Panic had played. They play, don't refresh on me, browser. Party Time by 45 Grave. It kind of sounds like Kiss to me. I don't really like Kiss. And then, Theo, we see Sabrina and the witches perform a summoning spell. The Fright Club bring the house down with a rendition of the Time Warp, with all the crowd doing the dance. Lucifer goes to declare Satanic Panic the winners, but then Sabrina interrupts and introduces their band, the Dark Mothers, which is Nick, Prudence, and Ambrose on drums. They play Sweet Child of Mine. I gotta tell you, I hate Guns N' Roses. 2 thumbs down. Lilith interrupts the game between Lazarus and Marie. Lilith asks Lazarus to bring her baby back. Since there's no body, he can't help. And Lilith's like, that's too bad. I'm just gonna step over here and leave. I'm walking away. Lazarus needs to roll a 3 or higher to win, and he gets a 3. And he goes to move his piece when Lilith just comes up behind him and stabs him. And is like, gotcha. Marie thanks her, and Lilith says, I didn't do it for you. Marie says you will soon receive a boon, not the one you sought, but a boon nonetheless. During the Dark Mother's performance, Peggy Lou comes in looking like Carrie, as in prom dress covered in blood. She sees Satanic Panic and burns them.
With Hellfire.
Yeah, but I thought they would die. But
they're
they just
dead.
But I mean, when you burn something up with Hellfire, doesn't it? I thought it had said in previous episodes that like their souls are just gone completely.
I thought that was only if you like went, I don't know. Maybe Sabrina doesn't want to go that far.
Yeah, maybe. And then they just kind of look like a cartoon bomb bloom up in their face. You know what I mean? They're all covered in soot. And then after she does that, she smiles and disappears. Like, okay, thank you for coming in and doing nothing. Lucifer comes in trying to declare victory for Satanic Panic, but Sabrina eggs on the crowd, overriding him, and he's like, fine, she says, go to hell, and he's like, I will.
And they call each other false father and false daughter.
Oh, there you go. Harvey releases his dad.
Love a good family relationship.
It's great. Harvey releases his dad, who is in one of the dancers' cages next to the stage. Marie tells Zelda she'll lead the dead back to their graves and must stay with them because she's not Marie. Her true name and appearance is Baron Samedi, the Almighty Father of the spirits of death and rebirth. She must return to the underworld with them and give Zelda a dice shaker that if she needs her, Zelda can shake it and she'll return, and Zelda walks away hurt. Prudence leads Baron Samedi to bring Dorcas away. Excuse me. Before Dorcas leaves, she whispers something in Agatha's ear and gives her a kiss. As Dorcas leaves, Agatha is back to normal, wondering what's going on, and said that Dorcas forgives me and cries, wondering about what she did. Nick did a memory spell on Papa Kinkle, so forget everything that happened. Theo tells Robin he got scared and asks him to stay, and Robin says, "It's all I ever wanted." Lilith goes to cast the spear into the fire and realizes that Adam's soul, or up to interpretation, either that the source of the laughter and the noises, not the laughter, the crying was from the doll that human Adam had given her. So whether you think that the baby's soul in there or it's been enchanted by Lucifer to make the noises to drive her crazy,
we're uncertain.
Exactly. And then Baron Samedi, we see their true form and lead the dead back to the grave. Zelda looks out at them and they tip their hat to her. And Vinegar Tom comes running back to Zelda. The end.
Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is like two of the major plot lines in this story come from deals with the devil, which I think are kind of fun and interesting.
Yes.
So
Good to get back to it.
Yeah, we have the Edward and Diana. Edward being like, and we'll get into the Edward of it all in a minute, but him being like, this was a deal he had to strike with the devil, because Diana wouldn't, you know what I mean? She was immortal.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have had his help, I assume, striking this deal for Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a deal with the devil, but it's gone like awry because, you know, it is what it is. And because he doesn't want to accept the world that he's in, because you're not supposed to tell them. Then we have the Papa Kinkle Satanic Panic, where Satanic Panic made the deal with the devil, but Papa Kinkle did not. He's a snitch. Yes. And snitches end up in cages next to the stage.
That's right. Dancing.
And that's what we always say.
That's right.
I just thought that was kind of like a fun framework to get back to. I was like, okay, we're back to the Lucifer of it all. We've got deals with the devil. We've got this dynamic, and it feels more. This episode is so much better than most of the season to me because we've got we're not having a bunch of relationship drama. We're having like actual plot drama. Well, we're having relationship drama, but it's not like romantic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for the most part.
And it's very, very like what's fun about the show? It's campy, it's silly, it's goofy. I know you didn't like the songs.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like I said,
the setup is really fun.
Yes. It's just the song choices are not for me.
We're doing this, and it's going back to season 1 campy, where it's like we're doing this show on the gates of the door to hell. And like, sure, weren't those like enchanted shut or something before? Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, okay. The doors got thrown open. It's Eldritch Terrors.
Things get different now. Yeah, and I'm into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very Riverdale.
Yeah, it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel very Riverdale, which is fun because they brought in a lot of Riverdale for this. So like I think there's like a little intentionality behind that. That's a good way to phrase it. So outside of that and the Riverdale of it all, the big theme I want to talk about for Sabrina, 2 different men tell her, "You're not my daughter." 2 men. And this is why we should not take our last names from men. It's too late now. We're all fucked. But so Edward.
Oh, I'm sorry. Witches can also be women, and yet the last name is spelled man.
At least Morningstar is just what it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
So Edward Spellman is not the person she thought he was in this incarnation of himself. And he's vindictive when she tells him that Diana's dead. He gets very upset, which they all seem to like. That's one of the big things Marie warned us about, and none of these people listened. Is this because of the resurrection, or does he just suck?
I think he kind of sucks.
I think he sucks. I think all versions of Edward we've seen have kind of sucked.
And I love that. I love that we don't get that she has this whole inner heart, understandably, from never getting to know her
parents,
her biological parents. I mean, she's had caring parents in the aunties, and she has a loving family that she realizes.
Well, he's not her biological father.
Oh, right. That's the important thing. but who she assumed her entire life was her biological father.
And who she gets the name she's kept from. The
Mhm.
beginning of the episode, Nick goes, "What's wrong, Spellman?"
Yeah.
He calls her Spellman. Her father's legacy is part of her identity. And yet she has no blood relation to him in theory. Or to the aunties in theory.
No, yeah, not at all, actually.
But at the same time, the aunties like are what make her Spellman. Like the women in Ambrose, but they're what make her Spellman. I also think her father is better than this. I think this partially is like the world shifting reality of it all, because this is a man who was anti-Lucifer, and you know what I mean. There was lots of things going on. Why he had a child then that was half Lucifer?
Yeah, because it's that they had gone to make the deal with the devil, right? So then it becomes that trick of like, oh yes, you will be able to have the baby, but it's actually mine. Like, like you will have a child, but it won't be yours. It's that
that twist of the knife.
Exactly, that monkey's paw.
Yeah. So I think that's fun. And then we have Lucifer, and what's really fun about her
but for just real quick for Edward, but that it is like this would I imagine that he does suck because he can't accept her, because it is this like pain. What is my reading on it is that it's this pain for him of like essentially as if like he blames his wife in the thing of like she went and slept around as if she was going around and sleeping with the devil behind his back, and it wasn't like something that he did, but he blames her like almost, it's like you slut like sort of thing.
Yes.
And so then that becomes like, oh, this child is no longer mine. That real gross toxic masculinity for something he caused.
Exactly. It's interesting Diana doesn't come back from the grave.
No. Because she was in limbo, and that's the last we saw of her, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. She's in limbo.
Yeah.
Maybe she can't come back.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that. Then we have the Sabrina and Lucifer of it all. And what I really like about that is that they're both really hurting because they're both missing Sabrina Morningstar. And so they're both really hurt, and like seeing each other and being in each other's presence is very triggering for the two of them. And I think it starts with him rejecting her, but it's because he misses the other her. And Sabrina is also missing this part of herself. And if Lucifer knows if he looks too closely at her, it's the same person. He's going to see the same thing. And so it's like, I want that person back. And how do I reclaim that person? And technically Sabrina Spellman still is Sabrina Morningstar. Yep. Like there's no, just because she decided one picked one and one picked the other, it doesn't change who they fundamentally are, which I think is really fun and interesting. But so then Sabrina kind of reinitiates and goes back to playing the game they used to play, which is this like it's very Veronica and Hiram. Like it's this very, very, so like dad and daughter fighting back and forth, like equal match kind of thing. And I eat that up, and it works so well for this show. And it's so fun in this show. I love every single time Sabrina and Lucifer are like up against each other like this, because it's like she's like, oh, I now know how to play his game. Like I took his idea that he gave, like, let me give her hellfire or some sort of fire. And then let me claim I'm winner before he can. Because it's all about who gets it in and who says it. And she knows that like it's all about the perception in the game. So she kind of skews the game in her favor. I think it's fun too, because it's a bunch of women breaking the rules of a game to overcome this eldritch terror, and also the men in their lives. So like Lazarus, I mean, Lilith just fucking stabs him.
Yes.
Which is not how the game was supposed to go. Though I will say, if he's playing against Marie, but Marie's barren somebody, then gender is a construct.
Would you like to hear my trans reading of this?
Okay.
That, because I think it's really tragic with Marie.
Yeah.
That when Marie is like, I have to go do my duty, I have to go be Baron Samedi and lead the dead back, that it's like Baron Samedi wants to be like a witch woman on Earth, but is forced to be this like underworld man and take everybody to the grave. Because he like she seems so mournful at the end of like having to go do this duty and restore things right when all she wants to do is stay with Zelda. But Zelda can't see that because she's sad.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the Sabrina and the two men rejecting her. I think it's like a really cool feminist reading of like this idea that, hey, your father or like the people you believe are your father, the men are gonna betray you. Men fucking suck. And you cannot shape your identity on it, because I think Sabrina's having this really hard time deciding, like, as she has throughout the whole show. It's like, am I a Spellman? Am I a Morning Star? I mean, before it was like, am I immortal? Am I a witch? But it's the same conflict in a lot of ways. And so when both Spellman and Morning Star father reject her, then who is she? And Sabrina's still Sabrina. Mm-hmm. Sabrina still delivers, and she ends up being more of a Morning Star. Which I think is also a really interesting. It's like the aunties obviously are like what ties her to the Spellman of it all, but Edward does not. And I like that.
Yeah.
It's also fun too, because her and Nick hit it off, partially because he loves Edward Spellman's work and his beliefs. But then Nick doesn't even get to meet him. But it's
so true.
I was like, he could have just fangirled, you know?
Yeah.
Ask some questions, but then how would he have explained how he knew these things? It gets messy.
Right.
The whole thing gets messy. So I just thought that was like a really fun and interesting commentary on how like men and fathers often fail their daughters.
And the band name is the Dark Mothers. And I hadn't thought about this when I was looking stuff up online. What do they play? I don't like the song, but Sweet Child of Mine.
Let's talk about the Battle of the Bands then. We can go right into that.
Okay.
So we have first the Stone Philosophers, which is the Stonies.
I want to know what song they would have played. What do you think they would have played?
I feel like it wouldn't have been like rock music.
You think they would have played like the Smiths?
Yeah. It's giving Morrissey.
That's right.
I think that.
Ooh, The Cure. I'm thinking like where they're pulling these are like all 80s songs. So.
But aesthetically, they weren't giving The Cure.
No. Yeah, so probably
aesthetically, they were almost giving like Weezer.
It's
not 80s.
Oh, hey, hell, how's it going? We got a song for you. It's called Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
I love that you think I'm funny.
That's really good.
So I love that we literally just talked about Donna last week, and then here they were. Yeah. I forgot this happened. I completely forgot.
Me too.
I also think because we watched this when we weren't really watching Riverdale, like we didn't really like, hey, they look familiar, and then like moved on.
Yeah, we might have even saw this before we ever saw season 4.
No,
you don't think so? Were we watching season 4 like concurrently?
When did season 4 come out?
Before this, like earlier in the year. This was December 2020, I think, and season 4.
Remember, we were
ends.
actively watching Riverdale during the pandemic up until right after the time jump.
Okay.
Do you remember? And then we had like a weird pause.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're right. Yeah. This came out in December 2020.
Yeah, I think. But you know, I don't. I love that they're there. I love that Harvey's like, Theo's gonna beat him up, and then I challenge him to a battle of the bands. It's like, what the hell is going on in this school? But it's very high school, and I love it. And then I love the campiness of having the Satanic Panic come up and kill them.
Yes.
I think that's so fun.
That's a really fun scene.
It's so campy. It's like such a good, yeah.
And especially if you like have been watching Riverdale, you like hate these characters. And they act like dickheads, of course, because they're assholes. Totally. And so to see them get their comeuppance real fast. Fun times.
Yeah. And then, of course, we get, our trickster god, Lucifer. We've already kind of talked about that. With Satanic Panic and the white suit. I did write down the white suit.
Suit is
and
so
our trickster
good.
God again. But the other thing I was going to talk about the Battle of the Bands. So they summon. So Sabrina and her witch friends. She's like, hey, well, her cousin and yeah. She's like, hey, I love my friends, but they're mortals. So this isn't going to work. What can we do? So let's summon the girl who was killed and give her the power to burn the people and get like it's like a female get revenge story. And I'm into that. Love that. Good good for her, good for it. What I do love most about this, though, is that Sabrina, Nick, Ambrose, and Prudence had 6 hours to get this performance together?
I know.
They completed a summoning. They have a full performance number with Did Nick have that jacket already? Nick's jacket is great too.
It is really good.
It's like the outfits are great, and I'm just like, this is so funny. Prudence obviously had her outfit, like we don't question that, but I'm like, everyone else, this is amazing. I just think it's so funny. It's like we see the mortals practicing band practice all the time, and then Sabrina's like, hey, 3 people I know.
Also, I find it so funny. It's just like,
when did Ambrose learn to play the drums? I mean, I guess he's like 134.
That's true. Yeah, he probably had picked up a thing or two. What I find funny is that it's like, okay, we're going to summon Peggy Lou to get back, but hate to say it, guys. These mortals are just they're going to eat it out there. We need to prep. We need to prep to get in there and win.
We got to get in there. We got to get up there. Because then Sabrina's like, okay, I got to go up there and be confident and just say I won.
Right. Yeah.
And that's how it works, which I do think is very fun. I think that's a really good metaphor also for like succeeding in a patriarchal society, which is that men are always going to act like they're better and the winner. And so you have to steal the mic and claim the space for yourself. And that's what she does.
Yes, she does.
I think it's like a really fun way of like showing all of that. Because I'm like, yeah, like if I let men speak, not you, but for and over me,
she's
like
letting me.
When I let men speak for and over me, I no longer am in control of my narrative, and men will destroy your narrative to make themselves look better because they suck. Obviously, we can play the not all men game, but
I mean, I did just speak over you.
You did. So even the best fall down sometimes.
That's right. That's what that song's about.
That's what that song's about. It's about men talking over you.
Yeah.
And that's why men play it to you on their acoustic guitars when they're trying to be romantic.
They're playing.
Collide?
Yeah, right. That was the.
I just feel like it's one they would.
Fair enough.
I feel like maybe that was played to me. I can't remember.
The joke was always Wonderwall.
Yeah, the joke's Wonderwall, but like, what have I had played to me is what I'm trying to, now remember. But yes, regardless. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I like that. I am into Sabrina being like, no, I win. Fuck this. Also because she feels so bad about everything else that's going on to like let her be back in her power. When Sabrina's in her power, it's more fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I don't mind her getting humbled and like being wrong and things like that, but it's not necessarily as fun to watch when it's like she's just sad and been beaten and beaten and beaten, which I think is like the harder part of the early part of this season. It's just like not as fun to watch.
No.
But it is better than I remember it.
Oh, yeah. The rest of the season, yeah. I think the beginning of it is not great. Because I don't think it's compelling.
No.
For sadness.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay.
And we talked about it, like the cure for her is like, oh, I should just continue like saving the world. And it's like, okay, well, you didn't really have an arc here, but whatever.
Yeah.
At least we're putting in the review. The what? The rear view.
Putting in the rear. We're a nightmare over here. So the other thing I want to talk about is what's wrong? You have something you want to say?
Yeah, but I'll wait for the end. It's not important.
Okay. The Weird Sisters. I really like what's going on here with them. I like having Dorcas come back. I like addressing. So at the beginning of this episode, I couldn't remember what happens in this episode. Do you know what I mean? Like this is all gone. It's 2020. That was 6 years ago. I have nothing in here.
What?
So at the beginning of this episode, one of my notes was, how have we not fixed Agatha yet? Like if this were Harvey or Roz or Ambrose or Nick, we would have already remedied her insanity by now. And then that's what we do in this episode. So I did find that a little ironic. But I think that this plot line between these sisters was actually really compelling and very sweet and heartbreaking and played still into the campiness of the show. I don't love the Agatha plotline to begin with.
No.
So starting there. But since we are here where we are, I really like this, and I kind of wish we'd gotten a little bit more of it and like a little bit meatier into it. And I kind of like that Dorcas's forgiveness is what brings Agatha back out of it, because I think that there is no other remedy because Pan's gone, whatever. And I like the idea that maybe like beyond the grave, Dorcas's powers are different. Like,
Yeah.
if you are, what is your power when you're gone? And
Mhm.
how Prudence is like, oh, like, you know, like, we'll see you again soon. And it's this whole thing. I thought it was very beautiful and sweet and sad. And I really liked it. And I liked showing this because I miss the Weird Sisters as like a collection.
100%.
I really loved them. I thought they were fun. I mean, they did bad things, but they were fun. And so we don't have that anymore. And so I'm like, oh, it's a very sweet turn on these characters that we started by thinking were not like very nice.
Yeah, and we get some fun too at the beginning also of just like,
Wait a minute.
you
You
killed me.
killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. The Marie stuff, you've already addressed. I like your theory a lot. That makes me feel better about it because to me, watching it, the thing I don't like is that we take this very beautiful lesbian relationship and then or I guess bisexual. I don't really know everyone's orientation, but whatever. We take this
Sapphic.
sapphic relationship. Thank you. That's a much better word. And we then make it no longer sapphic.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, but also not, because it's not like Zelda is with the Baron, but at the same time, she also was, because it's the same person, but she didn't know this about the. I don't like, it gets kind of convoluted to me, and so I really like your read because I think that contextualizes it a lot better and makes it feel better.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I wouldn't have that if she doesn't look so mournful about what the duty she has to do and to leave Zelda. That it is like, well, I am an immortal being, but I'm cursed to this fate, and all I want to do is I want to be a woman on Earth and inhabit this.
Totally.
But I can't.
I think that's fun too, and interesting that we have now 2, 3, maybe even 4 immortal beings that do not like the cards they've been given. Like Lucifer right now is very unhappy. Lucifer and there's a limit to what Lucifer can do. Lucifer cannot call Satanic Panic back. Lucifer is not as strong as the Eldritch Chairs. Can't work around them. I guess it's like what strength versus skill and whatever. Same with Marie. Same with Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith is in a situation that Lilith does not love. And so I think it's fun to show that these, and Lazarus is obviously miserable.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't be doing this if he wasn't. Yes, he hadn't seen some shit.
Saw some shit. I think that's really fun and interesting. What I do want to know is how many times have Lazarus and Marie played this game before?
I know. Yeah,
it's referenced, and so I'm like, what? How old of a friendship are we talking here? And does Marie win every time, and then this happens again?
Right. Now, what were the dust ups before?
Yeah. The other thing I want to talk about is Robin and Theo. I'm going to talk about Robin and Theo real quick because Roz is like, I mean, I miss Robin. Don't you miss Robin? And then Sabrina just summons Robin off screen. We don't get to see that one, which is fair. There's a lot going on in this episode. I do wish this show would slow down a lot because there's a lot of cool things we don't get to see.
Yeah.
We have to cut a lot to keep the narrative going. But it is like, I'm like, I want to see that. How do we get Robin back from the Feyland?
Yeah.
And
that would have been fun.
Yeah.
See a new realm?
Yeah. Introducing a new realm this late in the game, though.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder if because the writing was on the wall about the show ending, if they didn't want or didn't let that happen to open a new doorway.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or if it was just, I mean, there's a lot of fucking shit going on.
There's a lot going on.
We did not need 2 Sabrinas and the Eldritch Chairs, and I will die on that hill.
No,
but yeah, I like that. Then Theo's like, I know it's selfish, but like, I want to ask you to stay. And Robin's like, that's all I wanted you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, why didn't you ask Robin what Robin wanted before you decided for Robin, Theo?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Theo. I love you. I'm just I hate when people do this.
Yeah, it's the worst.
When people decide for other people what they want.
Yep.
And I know like we're all guilty of it within reason, but it's always so much bigger when it's like on something like this.
Totally.
Okay, those are my big things I have. Is there anything you really want to talk about?
So I'll start with I had forgot to bring this up earlier. So I guess we could maybe see if we put this in at the beginning or not. That Lucy Davis, who plays Hilda, was announced that she has a stage 4 incurable cancer.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. And all the articles listed that she was from The Office, whatever show that is, and did not list Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. But she's so good in the show.
She's so good in this show.
So it obviously horrible to have to go through it. She said she's still going to keep acting as long as she can. She's just dealing with a lot of pain, which, ugh.
Oh, that's
It's
awful.
awful. Yeah.
So sad.
I know. So, best wishes and things. It's real tragic.
Really sad.
In a lighter note, who do you think, if you were going to pick a winner from the Battle of the Bands, who would you pick?
I can only remember the Time Warp.
Oh.
What? Like, I can't remember what the other songs sound like, but I think I would pick Sabrina. I love that we brought a dead girl back Carrie style to attack her killers.
Yeah.
I think that, like, performance-wise, I like that. I like the concept. I'm partial to Nick and Ambrose and Prudence. Like, I just love them all. So I'm not going to say that I'm going off of, like, talent or skill. I'm just, which I do. I mean, they are all exceptionally talented. I don't, like, it's not like these scenes are ever bad. It's not like you watch these and you go, damn, they shouldn't have let this person sing. I will say I think, like, the Time Warp performance might have been the more compelling of them.
Yep. That's my choice.
It's actually, like, the better one. But I I like bringing a dead girl back. So it is funny. I think the Mortals, like, on a fair situation, would have won.
100%. I think, yeah, so they were my pick.
They all do really good.
Mm-hmm. And I think especially, I want to make sure I have Jonathan Whitesell, who's playing Robin, of doing the ooky spooky voice type of thing in there, is great.
It's really good.
Having not seen what's Rocky Horror, I assume he's doing the Dr. Frankenfurter line there, but
I've never seen.
We haven't either. Yeah, no, we should watch it at some point.
We should. When I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to watch that. And then my stepdad, well, my father, was like, he was like, you're not going to like it. It's going to bother you. It's going to freak you out or something. And so, because, like, for a long time, I was painted with the same brush as my mother. Now, my mother, I love her to death, has zero tolerance for anything that remotely resembles gore or any horror adjacent. And yet the woman loves true crime and fictional crime shows. She loves a detective story. I don't get it.
Loves a mystery.
She loves a mystery. But yeah, she doesn't do that. She doesn't do anything horror adjacent. So I do think she's seen Rocky Horror Picture Show though. So, like, I don't know. I think so.
Just not a fan.
Yeah. So I've never seen it.
Yeah. But that was it. I was just like, I want to put it on the table who our favorites were.
Yeah. So that's 2 votes. Tell us in the comments on YouTube on YouTube. We don't see the comments anywhere else. Nope. Who you'd vote for in the Battle of the Bands.
Absolutely. Yeah, we want to hear it. And then you can also plugs. I was just gonna roll right into it. Okay, cool.
I don't know why you stopped.
Yeah. You can also find the audio version of this podcast on all your audio podcast platforms of choice. You can also send us emails to deadendspcast@gmail.com. We are also
Oh my God. Herman is laying in the cutest way possible. I'm going to try to take a picture while Brenton keeps doing this.
We're also on Blue Sky at dead-ends. You can also find us on Instagram at deadendspcast. And like we mentioned, leave a comment on the YouTube. We love talking to people in the comments on YouTube. Am I missing anything else? Oh, Senki R does the podcast art. You can find a list to their portfolio in all the audio and all the episode descriptions.
Well, not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan. But you're making a really good case for it in that white suit.
Yeah, he is. Oh, Herman is so cute. Can you move the camera or will it mess things up?
Yeah. Well, I'll say goodbye and then we'll try and mess with this.
We love you. So cute. Get him. Oh, he opened his eyes. I took a picture. Oh, there you go. Oh. Baby in the world. Who's the cutest baby in the world? Is that him? We love you.